In this video, I'm going to go over a how to process an example for writing an inequality from a word problem. So again, this is just an example. Every single part of this isn't going to be exactly the same for every problem. You have to look at the words and phrases that you're given in your word problem in particular, but you should definitely use these steps as a guide. So step one, we're going to read the problem. Problem says, the Walter family wants to spend a maximum of $124 for a camping trip. Mr. Walter has already spent $40 on food and he wants to go rock climbing. How many people can go rock climbing if the cost is $21 per person? Step 2, you want to identify the inequality word or phrase. You can use this chart to help you. So as I look through my problem, I notice the word maximum. Maximum is a word that's in my inequality keywords chart. So I'm going to highlight that because that is my inequality phrase. That's going to help me pick my inequality symbol. So as you can see, maximum is the same as less than or equal to. So I already know the inequality symbol that I'm going to use when writing this inequality. All right, step 3, identify the unknown and choose a variable to represent it. So when you're trying to find the unknown, usually it's helpful to look at the last sentence where the question is to see what the question is actually asking. The question says, how many people can go rock climbing? So that is my unknown. That is what my variable is going to represent, the number of people. So I'm going to highlight that pink. That's my variable. Variable is the number of people. Step 4 is to identify other key numbers, pieces of information, and operation words that you might see. So as I look back at my problem, I notice it's going to be a maximum of $124. That's a number given in the problem that's probably important. Mr. Walter already spent $40. That's an important piece of information. And for rock climbing, it's going to be $21 per person. Per person is also an important part of that. And then also the word and, sometimes that is an important phrase as well, because he's going to have the food and the rock climbing. Okay, so now translate the word problem into numbers, operations, and an inequality sign using the keywords. So I like to start with my inequality sign since that is something that I've already figured out. Based on the word maximum, I know that I need to get this less than or equal to inequality sign. So I'm going to insert my special character. Well, it's not loading, but it should be. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to insert special character. The name of that symbol is the less than or equal to symbol. So I'm going to use this less than or equal to. It's got the bar underneath to show that it can also be equal to. Okay, and then it needs to be less than or equal to what? Well, the problem told me earlier it needs to be a maximum of $124 or less than or equal to $124. So I know 124 is going to be on this side of the inequality sign. Okay, I know that the starting value or the amount of money he already spent on food was $40. And he wants to get the food and so I know I'm going to add those. He's going to get the food plus the rock climbing. And the rock climbing is $21 per person. Per is a keyword that we've talked about before as having to do with multiplication. So it's $21, sorry, not 24, $21 per person. So P is our variable. So just in case you want to know, if I were to recolor code this based on what was in the problem, my inequality sign was yellow. So I'm going to highlight that inequality sign so you can see where I got that from. And P, how many people? That was my variable. And then the rest of the information I got from the word problem. That was the other key pieces of information and key numbers. So again, there's not one like hard and fast rule for how to do this. You really need to read the problem and using what you know, try and put it into an equality to the best of your ability. So it's really just reading and translating it into numbers and symbols and operations. Okay, but that is your process for writing an inequality from a word problem. So now I would like you to go ahead and try to finish your form, and I hope this review was helpful.